Today is the 23rd of August 2025 and today I'm doing something a little bit different. Earlier this week I had a crazy idea and decided to act upon it. So a couple days later, here we are. Let's give you a little bit of context.
So I've got a crazy idea. I've never really done a proper trek and I've never wild camped. So why not do both and do it all solo? How hard can it be? Step 1, ask ChatGPT, what the hell am I doing? Step 2, buy the gear. Step 3, pack. And step 4, buy the car.
So now you're all caught up with the what, how about the why? So I find myself in the very fortunate position to be surrounded by the most incredible people. And these incredible people are never a few steps away from doing something new, something exciting, something challenging. And quite frankly, they are inspiring and motivational. Being outdoorsy people, it's no surprise that they've done similar things to this in the past, whether it's trekking across Vienna, whether it's climbing volcanoes in the Pacific Islands, or whether it's just spending some time with themselves, immersed in nature. As someone who isn't a stranger to trying new things and like pushing my boundaries, I do find myself right at home with these people. But if I'm totally honest, I probably act on less than 10% of like the ideas that come into my head. And often they're not just things that come and go, they are actual well thought out plans that I just think, you know what, nah. So I think it's time to change that. So one thing I've really enjoyed doing since the concept has been introduced to me, whether it's for a party or a workshop or a crazy adventure or experience like the one I'm about to embark on, is the act of setting an intention. In a world where there's so much happening, so much stimuli, so much to look forward to, so much that's just happened, it's really easy to let things pass you by without really acknowledging what's happened. So for me, setting an intention gives me the opportunity to be really present in the thing that I'm about to engage in, the thing that I've decided to spend my time on, and think how it is and what it is that I'm going to get out of this to grow and make myself a better person. And that leads me on to the intention I want to set for this weekend away. It has been 3 weeks since I've turned 30. How has time gone so quickly? I have no idea. But in that 3 weeks, so much has happened, and I haven't really given it the time or the space to really reflect on any of it. So being in this place where I'll be off the grid, detached from other humans and with myself, I hope to be able to give myself that time and space to reflect and to see, I guess, how I want my 30s to look like and to evolve. And my second intention is to see if this is even something I enjoy as an activity. I've been on like little hikes, a few hours here and there, which ultimately end up at some paradise beach where I go swimming in the sea afterwards. But this is going to be a slight challenge and the potential to unlock this whole new like side that I've never experienced. Thank you for listening. Okay, so the how, the logistics. So this was also last minute. I haven't spent that much time planning things, but I've done, I guess, the essentials. I bought a tent, good. I bought a sleeping bag, great. I've found a trail on All Trails. I decided for my first adventure I should probably stick to a predefined route. I've downloaded it, I've saved it all to my Garmin, my new best friend, and I feel like I'm ready to go. So the trail itself in Dartmoor National Park, I'm planning to make it a 2-day hike. It says it's going to be around 10 hours of hiking, so I figured probably do a split of maybe 6 and 4. And I found a couple of decent camping spots along the way between the 2 days. And what's special about Dartmoor National Park is it's the only place in England that you can do wild camping. So this is the main thing that drew me to it. Real, like, adventuring. So the second crazy and new thing going back to that idea of having so many crazy thoughts in my head and only really acting on like less than 10% of them. One of them has been an ongoing interest to get into making videos. I feel like I go on all these crazy adventures and I'd love to be able to document them and then create stories out of them. And that is one thing I have never acted on, or at least if I have, I've recorded some videos and then just never done anything with them. So while we're on the spirit of trying new things, let's go all in. But yeah, we have all the time in the world to talk more about that along the journey. I have a little over an hour to go. I will see you when I get there. Let's go. Okay, so I am about an hour and a half into the trek. I've made it about a third of the way that I want to go, and I have found the perfect spot to take a break. Water, yes! So I've already been in for a little bit, as you can tell. Had some snackies, some nuts, some protein bars, some beef jerky, and yeah, feeling refueled, It's been a good first hour and a half. I'm making good time without even being conscious of it, so I thought I'd take a little breather here for a bit longer. It's been cool. I've seen lots of different wildlife, different types of terrain, and yeah, I've just been sort of just with my thoughts for the last hour and a half, so so far so good. Part of me is a little bit tempted to go down to the waterfront, but yeah, taking a closer look, it looks to be quite loose rock, and probably a good idea is to be as safe and sensible as I can while I'm out here. Onwards. So the next 45 minutes or so basically follows a path that goes round the edge of the lake, which unfortunately we can't see at the moment. It's just behind those trees. But it is in this really nice valley. So I'm in for a treat. So making videos, where the hell's this come from? Yeah, it's been a interest of mine for a long time. Like when I was younger, me and my brother used to film stupid videos and like stitch them together into like movies. I mean, now he's literally an actor, so he's actually followed the passion. But yeah, from my side, it's always just been one of many interests that I have. And I've always thought, given the lifestyle that I lead, being here, there, everywhere, interesting places, doing interesting things, that the two could be really paired really nicely. So it's always been a thought, but never one that's actually quite materialized into anything until hopefully now. I always try and strive to live in the moment, and I find that nowadays cameras, and especially phones, take you out of the moment so much. Speaking of, oh yes, love it. Yeah, go to a festival or concert or anything, and there's so many phones in the air, and it's like, how can you possibly be enjoying yourself when you're living through a screen of a video you're not going to watch later? So there's been this desire to both create and to not be distracted from the moment. I mean, take earlier, literally, when I was down by the lake, I did the bit to camera after having already been there for 20 minutes or so. I'd found the spot, I'd sat down, I had my snacks, I'd soaked everything in, and then decided to then say what I wanted to say, to do the creating bit. And I feel like for this very slow-paced activity, the two can coexist, but the difficulty, if this is something I want to pursue more, the difficulty is being able to find the balance of doing both the creation side and the enjoyment and living in the moment and not being distracted by this thing, because I really just want to be soaking that in. And yeah, as I said, the theme sort of for this and for a lot of things is to be present and to be in the moment. And yeah, I think this time it's not taking me away from it, it's just augmenting the experience. Oh man, that water section came and went way too quickly. But now I'm treated with a sort of a wide open plain. This is very nice. "3:45, 4.5 hours till sunset, better get going." That's where I'm headed to currently. That would be just past the halfway point for today, so about a quarter way through the whole way, and that will be the highest point for today that I'll reach. I'll take a break up there, and that will give me some incredible views of the valley, of what's behind me, which I'll show you when I get to the top. I made it. It was harder than it looked, and it already looked hard. But yeah, this is Black Tor, the halfway point for today. Okay. First setback of the day. I got to the top of Black Tor. I got all the way back down, and at the bottom I just realised my hoodie's gone. I'd basically tied it to the top of my rucksack, and now I don't actually know where I've lost it. But either way, I'm heading back up to the top. I've left my bag at the bottom. I'm sure it'll be fine there, but yeah, I'm not trekking that thing all the way up again. There it is, right back at the top. Back down we go. There's my stuff. I would say all the gear and no idea, but it's no gear and no idea. I didn't have my big bag with me, so I had to get my smaller bag and sort of jerry rig it together. So I've attached the tent to the front of the bag, which works, but it's very back heavy, so it's not ideal, but we make do. Onwards. So back on the track, got my hoodie, all is good. That little escapade has lost me a little bit of time, so I need to do the final half a little bit quicker than I did the first half if I want to give myself like at least an hour to set up camp before the sun sets. And then thankfully there's another like 50 minutes or so between sunset and dusk, so I still got some light, but I don't want to really be leaving it last minute. Fast forward like an hour and a half, I have reached the final stop before reaching the place where I want to set up camp. It's a spot called Kitty Tor. Random little buildings. But essentially where I want to set up camp is in that valley. There's a nice river, it should be sheltered from the elements. And then the next day I go the other side of that valley to the highest point in the south of England. So while we're up here, I'll explain what a tor is. You can see a tor here, there's a tor up there, there's a tor over there. The tor is essentially a naturally occurring rock formation at the top of a hill. It's simple as that. And yeah, this is what this part of England is famous for. Let's go make that final bit of the journey. Wow, look at this. Look at this, so good. So there's a problem. I am not the only person here. There's a great spot there with someone camping, and there's a great spot there with someone camping. So I think while I'm heading down and I've got this bird's eye view, I'm gonna have to scope out a good spot, because I like to learn from my mistakes, and if there's anything I've learned from previous experiences, you need a nice flat spot, otherwise you'll end up at the bottom of your tent in the morning. I think I found my spot. It's right by the river. I think it should be big enough. Okay, now I found the perfect spot. Should be more than big enough. Got the river right there in the valley. So nice. Yes. There's another camp over there, should be far enough away, and another camp over there, far enough away. Looks flat enough, soft enough, but also not hard enough. It's I think this is the winner. I think we're done. That was a lot smoother than I thought it was. I'm so happy with that. We still have light, so there's time to chill. The sunset looks incredible. The sun's setting over there, but you can obviously still see it here. I'm so happy with that. That was so good. Last time we were setting up tents, I was just standing around like a lemon, basically not doing anything, just hammering the pegs, and that's about it. And the only other time I slept in a tent was a pop-up tent where you just throw it and it makes itself. So I'm so chuffed. I'm so happy, and I'm so happy with the spot as well. Wow. Yes. Oh, the water is divine. I just washed my hands and face in the water, and it was the nicest feeling ever. It's not freezing, but it is very fresh, and it's so nice. As you can see, it's got very cold very quickly. I think once I stopped setting up the tent, it's just got very cold very quickly. But dinner time. Shall we see what I got? Throwback. I've got some of this grains rice thing. I've got some good old tuna and spring water, some mackerel fillets, why not? Some more bars, and tuna salad, which I might actually save for lunch tomorrow. But yeah, bon appetit. What a day. What a day. I think day one was a success. Yeah, the car journey, the hiking, the setting up camp, and everything in between. Obviously there's so much more than what's been seen through the camera, because what you've seen 20 minutes, maybe less. I've had 6 hours of hiking plus 4 hours of driving. It's been a day that's done exactly what it said on the tin. It's delivered. It's given me the time, it's given me the space to be alone with my thoughts for a long, consecutive, uninterrupted period. Yeah, and obviously so much has come and gone during that time. And I think an important question that I'm asking is, am I where I want to be in life right now? And if not, am I doing things to get myself there? And yeah, a big question, but I think it's an important one, because a big step that I took earlier this year was to go back into an employment, to step away from the company that I co-founded, and to spend 8 hours a day doing something that's not really a passion of mine, but it's something that I'm good at and something that pays well. and it's doing what I want it to do, and that's enabling me to live a life in London that I want to be living, essentially. To be able to give the UK a proper go, to try and do all the fun things here that I know are sort of hiding, but are there to be seized. And to, really make a go of it. But the other side of it makes me think, have I taken a step away from where I want to be going? And ultimately that's to, build my company up, make it a successful thing so that it's a foundation for the next endeavor. And I don't quite know what that next endeavor is, but if that first thing is a success, then it gives me the financial freedom to pursue that passion and create something there, whatever it may be, without the need for immediate financial returns, because I will have built the financial stability from my previous endeavor. So I guess that's more in what I'm doing and my career and all that kind of thing, which for sure is very important. How about the emotional side? Being back in the UK is always a challenging thing. I do believe that this year has been, so far, the most successful year yet. And I'm starting to find things that keep me in good spirits and keeps me engaged and keeps me motivated. So yeah, I think overall I'm happy and I'm in a good place. So I'm gonna leave it there. After a very successful day one, I am losing the light. I just discovered that it is a new moon. So I'm hoping that what you're about to see comes out very well. But yeah, we'll see. Good night, I'll see you tomorrow.
I want to be incomparable and vast. I want to be boundless and uninhibited, free from inertia and self-doubt. I want to master the practice of self-acceptance and love. I want the confidence to be everything I never thought I was. I want to be everything I never thought I was. I want to be everything. I want to be fearless while I'm lost in the unknown. I want to feel at home in the stillness and the storm. I want to be a drop that knows it's the sea. I want to be everything I never thought I could be. I want to be unapologetically me. I want to be everything. I want to be unchained from my own hesitation, to be the catalyst of my own transformation. I want to be the silence and the sound, to be the one looking, to be the one found, the light from the moon, the stars through the trees. I want to be the space in between. I want to be everything.
Good morning, day 2. Wow, last night was cold. But I had a good sleep and ended up sleeping in longer than I expected to. I wanted to wake up at 7. It is now 9. Plenty of contingency for the day, but at least it's warming up a little bit. But these layers are definitely staying on for a little bit longer. First setback of the day before it's even started. Absolute disaster. My Garmin didn't record my sleep. No. But first, breakfast. What have I got? I got some high protein yogurts. I've got some nuts. And I got more protein bars. Yoop yoop, let's go.
In this moment we are free.
Let's go. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Russell Roams. Today we are day 2 of the Dartmoor hike, and today we're gonna reach that summit. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe. Really helps the channel out. Thanks for that. Yeah, day 2. and I finally made it out of the valley behind me where I was camping. You can see how quickly I've taken my clothes off. Wow, like I was freezing about 20 minutes ago and now I'm boiling. It is honestly the perfect weather. It's about 20 degrees, clear skies, the sun is out, and the plan for today is to go to High Willhays. It is just there. It is the highest point in the south of England. First I'm going to go to that viewpoint and then up to there, and that is the peak. I think I've chosen a good route here because the peak, the summit, is not the destination, and it just puts a stronger emphasis on the journey as a whole and not just reaching an endpoint. I mean, that applies to life as well. It's not just about the destination, it's about making the most of the journey. I'll see you at the top. I made it. The highest point in southern England. And what is it with the human urge to stack things at the top of something? Like making a monument of it. I love it. Such good rock stacking. And look at the views. See everything. Nice. But yeah, so I'm 621 meters up, which I know doesn't sound like much and probably isn't much, but I think it's the first time I've consciously climbed to a certain altitude, so I'll take it. 621, tick. Excuse the wind, but the plan now is to head down there. There's a little ruin, and then basically down into the valley, across a river, up to those hills, back down into a valley, back up over those hills, and then a long walk north. So essentially where I left the car, somewhere over there. It looks to be about 5 hours worth of hiking. Let's go. So I lied. I decided to take a little like 30-minute detour to Yes Tor, which is the second highest point in the south of England. I'm heading up there. So I thought, you know what? If I've climbed Everest, I might as well climb K2. Wilding.
People still just ask me about the summit. You want to know what's up there? Nothing. There's nothing up there. People think they'll find themselves on top of a mountain. The truth is, you don't find yourself at the summit. You find yourself when you're about to be overtaken by fate. In those mad, lonely moments on the way up, when everything is lost. Standing on the summit, you're just exhausted. But making it to the summit, that's when you're alive. That's when you're alive.
I hated that so much. I'm so sorry. What a fake thing to do. Like, this was all about not being taken out of the journey and having a genuine, authentic experience. But what I just did, I had to set up the bloody camera there, walk back, walk past and retrieve the camera. No, that's not what this is about. But Hey ho, anything for dramatic effect, I guess. Oh, I'm sorry for the Russell jump scare. A little bit off the beaten path again. But anything for a body of water. I figured it's time for lunch, and this is a good a spot as any to have some. I'm about halfway, but the second half is pretty flat, so it should be easier. I have my tuna salad and some more rice and some snacks if I need it. For reference, by the way, these two peaks here is where I've just come from, and the highest peaks in the southwest. Food has been devoured, time for the final leg of the trip. So I was chatting with my sister literally the day before I came out here, and I told her about my weekend plans. She says to me, "Oh, you're going back after all these years?" I'm thinking, what are you talking about? Turns out she was right. 2006, I was 10 years old, and at Vahn Common Junior School, the school that I went to at that age, the year 6, the final year, go on a trip, a school trip, to the Dartmoor National Park, which in my mind back then was just the trip to Devon, or to the River Dart, which is actually the south of this national park. I am spending majority of my time in the centre and in the north, so I won't go back to the River Dart, but the park itself is the same. And it's made me think back to that time. Year 6, 10 years old. And I remember getting ready to get on the school bus to go to this national park, which, by the way, was a week-long trip. So for a lot of us, myself included, it was the first time being away from home and being away from parents for that long. And I remember being so excited. I was so excited. Being away from parents for a week, wow. But getting on that bus, I seem to remember at least half the children crying their eyes out, holding onto their parents, not wanting to leave. And I just couldn't understand it. I was thinking, wow, this is the opportunity to go explore something new, go on an adventure, all without the supervision of your parents. It was the most exciting thing I can imagine. And thinking back to that now, makes me realise, even from 10 years old, little kid without a care in the world, clearly I was destined to be doing this kind of stuff, to be travelling, to be nomadic, to be going on adventures here, there and everywhere, without even realising it. So I guess I am on the right path. I am now literally back on the right path after my lunch detour. But yeah, I think I'm doing what I need to be doing. Dartmoor National Park, full of firsts, and I didn't even realise it. I've been blessed by what's probably the best tour yet. This one's huge. And it feels like it's a man-made, ancient ruin kind of thing. It's very cool. Very big. I've never been so happy to see a Skoda before in my life. Wow. 37 kilometers, 50,000 steps, 12 hours, first solo multi-day trek. It's complete. Yes.